Hi guys, welcome back to the Humble Gamer channel. I am the Humble Gamer. This is the continuation of our West Coast Mainline South career scenarios. As you remember, last time we started off in London Euston, we've stopped at Watford, and then I have driven badly, so there have been mistakes. We're now going to be about 3 minutes late at Coventry, although we have pulled it back somewhat. It was 3 minutes and 18 seconds. We have now pulled those 18 seconds back. We are just going to be exactly 3 minutes late at Coventry. We're stopping at Coventry, we're stopping at Birmingham International, and we're stopping at Birmingham New Street. This is the last time you will see the West Coast Mainline South in this particular part of the playlist. We might come back, I don't know, if there's, new locomotives and stuff that get released, or new scenarios that I find for it. Like I said at the end of the last one, I might start doing some standard scenarios as well. And again, user scenarios, user stock, user routes, let me know, hit me up in the comments. But yeah, so this is obviously we're driving a Virgin Pendolino, which can go to 140 mph. That's why I've got to actually drive this one, because the limit is only 125. I say only. The limit is 125 on this particular route. So whereabouts in the country are we? We are fast approaching. Oh, Northampton Junction, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. That sound now fills me with dread. After what happened last week. Well, I say last week for you, it was literally 18 minutes ago for me that I stopped recording. So, I paused the recording. So yeah, that sound literally, I hate it now. I hate it in my soul. If I hear beeping like that, I will be reaching for the Q key. So I really hope my car doesn't start beeping at any point like that, because I don't know what I'll hit, but I'll hit something. But yeah, that filled me with dread now because of what happened last time. Because it's not forgiving, this locomotive. It's not forgiving at all. So yeah, we should be arriving at Birmingham New Street in about 38 minutes time, give or take. We are going to be a little bit later. We pulled it back to below 3 minutes though at Coventry, or whatever. So slightly speeding, I'm going to lose 8 points, 10 points. Lost 10 points to speeding. Well, shite happens, done it. Does it become just double track for a bit now? Because I know that's the line to Northampton, but does it stay double track, or does it become 4 track again? Once that route has gone away, does it open itself out again? I genuinely don't know. I can't remember. Doesn't look like it does. Looks like we stay double track for a bit. But yes, we are ultimately managing to claw back some time here. Now only going to be 2 minutes and 55 seconds late at Coventry. So and if we keep doing that over the next 30.18 miles. Over the next 32 miles or so, we're gonna claw back a fair amount of time, which means we could actually just about manage to just hold our own in this scenario, which is what I want to do now. This is damage limitation now, and the aim is to not get stopped again. Because if I get stopped again, we can't claw anything back at Coventry. That's not going to happen. Must be fairly close to something like we know we're close to Rugby, because that's where the junction to Northampton is, or it's just after. So we've just done that. So Northampton is to our right, which, as I mentioned a couple of videos ago, was included in the original Microsoft Train Sim version of this route, not included here in a more modern engine which could handle more data. They've actually cut something out. I'm just saying. I had to be honest, genuinely putting my game review ahead on, I am not wonderfully impressed with this route. It's average. It does what it says on the tin. It does what it's supposed to do. It does what we expect it to do, and nothing more. I think it's the "and nothing more" that bothers me the most. It hasn't tried anything new. It hasn't implemented anything new. The locomotives it gives you aren't that new. It's tried It's tried to really simulate the AWS stuff, which fair. Not just the AWS stuff, but all the other driver warning systems. And fair play, doff my hat. They've tried it. It hasn't worked. This is not a fun route to drive because of the way that the AWS stuff works. And I know that it's a simulator and it's supposed to simulate a job, and railwayman, being a railway, I keep saying railwayman, I shouldn't say that, that's not what I mean. Working on the railways, being a driver, it's a job. I get that. I get it's a job, and I know that it's you're not sat there if you are a driver or a conductor or you work on the railways. I know you're not sat there necessarily having the time of your life, because it's a job, and it's a job that requires an immense amount of concentration. But this is a game. It is a simulator, but it is a game. And if it's trying to be a game, if it's an entertainment, even if it's a simulated entertainment, I want it to be fun. And this route, other routes are a lot of fun, and they have the AWS stuff, they have the true simulation part of it. This isn't fun, but that's just me, because I'm not a massive fan of modern traction, but I've had fun on all the routes we've done so far. But I just think this particular route is not particularly interesting to drive, and they haven't used the bits that could have been potentially interesting anywhere near enough. Like the good scenario we did in the last two videos. At no point were we ever in a yard. We were just driving from a station to a station. It might as well have been, for all intents and purposes, a passenger scenario. It didn't feel like a freight scenario, other than I was driving Class 66. So I feel like they could have done more in terms of... They could have done more with the route in terms of the way that they've used it in the scenarios. And yeah, like I said last time, the Pendolino AWS and warning systems and the driver tracking system, I can't remember what it was actually called, but it feels aggressive. It feels aggressive, and it feels a little bit stifling. And we remember the first route we did was the Fort William to Malay route, and yes, we had the AWS, but we didn't have. But so that was there. But we also had the comms system that you had to communicate with all the time and interact with a lot. That never got old. That never felt frustrating. That was just, this is a cool part of this route. And I've done other routes. We've driven all the way from Glasgow to Malay to London to. Malay to Newcastle in essentially one straight line, including the Edinburgh to Glasgow stuff, and it never, the AWS never felt intrusive in the experience. It just felt like it was naturally there. Whereas some of the added driver stuff here, the AWS is fine, but some of the added driver stuff here, in both this and in the Class 350, in the first two episodes of this particular little run, it felt like, it was extra, and it made it go from being a fun, realistic simulator to being a job. It felt like I was doing it for a job, which I know is kind of the point, but at the same time, that fills me with dread now. But at the same time, it felt. I hope you guys are getting what I mean. There is a difference between real, true simulation that can still be fun, and I might as well be doing it as a job and not getting paid. And again, kudos. I think it's good that they've tried to implement it, and I think it's good that people are aware that these things are on. I believe I'm driving in advanced mode, which again makes it tougher. Which is fine. That's the point of advanced mode, and me not checking is on me, not on the developers. But it does. There's just something about this route that hasn't landed with me. It just hasn't made me go, But again, that could always be just personal preference. That could be what it boils down to. Could be nothing to do with it. It could be a great mod, a great DLC, a great game, a great route, but it just hasn't connected with me on a personal preference level, I think. And that's not. I don't wish to say it's not a badly designed route. The route looks lovely. The scenery's great. The stations are good. The locomotives are very good. They respond realistically. But yeah, it just hasn't felt, which is unusual, because when I'm recording train sim in the little segments, when I do record my train sim stuff, I tend to look forward to it greatly, I've looked forward to this one, but it's always been in the back of my mind that it's just here to here, A to B, no interactional, no operational interest, which again is fine. That's what this route is. And those warnings, they now make me genuinely. It gives me. I'm actually getting a little bit of stress and anxiety from it, which again is down to me more than the game, because that's literally what they're there for. They're to make you aware that they exist and that make sure you're doing the job properly. But like I said, I'm not being paid to do the job. I've paid to play a game, a realistic simulation game nonetheless, but still a game. But then we're getting into the argument of what is a game, and most people would say simulators aren't a game anyway. So probably digging my own grave with this whole line of thinking. But so there's my thoughts on the route. That's used up a good 10 minutes of the video. Enjoy that. Top quality content right here on the Humble Gamer channel. Oh, excuse me. That's what I get for talking for so long. We are now in a big tunnel. We're coming to Kilsby Tunnel, and we are approaching Rugby. We are approaching Rugby. Lovely. So there will be some speed restriction adjustments coming up. We can for now we can notch up to 125. But as we go through the station, I imagine we'll be forced to slow a little bit. Forced to slow. It's for our own safety. But yeah, and the line from Northampton will be coming in on our right very shortly. I am genuinely, to go back to the reviewer point for a second, I am genuinely upset. Not upset. I'm disappointed. Wow, now I sound like the game developer's mum. I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed. But yeah, it's a little disappointing that in the modern age, when a route like this already existed, and I know it needed massively updating, it would have been from the ground up updating. You can't bring train sim stuff into you can't bring Microsoft Train Sim stuff into Kuju Rail Simulator or Train Simulator Classic, as it's now called, easily, and I get that. I absolutely get that. But if they could do it back then, we can do it now, and Dovetail probably have a bigger budget and more resources to call on than the people that were doing Microsoft Train Simulator and the associated add-ons. So yeah, I think if you're doing a route that there was a Microsoft Train Sim version of it, at the very least you need to give us what that route gave us back then, probably with a few added extras, would be expected. And I don't mean in the same. I expect that will take time. I'm not expecting you to just churn these things out as a developer. I'm not a fan of crunch time. I'd rather games took 4 or 5 or 6 years to develop, rather than taking 3 years and have a massive crunch at the end and kill the team that does it. I would much rather. I'm just going to save because Rugby caused me problems in a previous scenario, and I want to make sure that it doesn't do that again. But yes, I'm not saying that it needs to be happening. You churn these out. I'd rather wait, years between DLCs from each company and get good ones that are full and complete. There's Rugby flying through. But yeah, that's genuinely unsettling, that noise. But yeah, that's kind of how I view this. I think this route is a disappointing underrepresentation of something that we already had for Microsoft Train Sim. But that is not to say it's a bad add-on. I just think it could have been better. But again, that's my view. The Northampton route doesn't add much to it. Would have added some nice operational stuff. But yeah, again, ultimately not a bad route. I don't want people to go away thinking that I'm slating this route. It's not. But I've seen some comments on forums and on the Steam store page. I know that this is not the most popular route that's ever been created for Train Sim, and I can now understand why. And actually, I try and give everything a good benefit of that. If you watch my Invicta Media reviews, and I would recommend you carry on watching Invicta Media. I'm not part of them anymore, but I recommend if you carry on watching Invicta Media. then yeah, then you'd see my reviews. Actually, I'm quite kind generally. I'm critical, but I'm quite kind overall. I want games to be fun. I want games to be enjoyable. At least that's what I try to convey. I have given some low scores in my time, both across my time with Invicta and BXB. All of those are in the. If you go to the front page of this channel, the sort of the Humble Gamer page, youtube.com/@HumbleGamerTube or HumbleGamerTube. Yeah. Then scroll right down to the bottom, because I've sort of split the playlist into sections. If you go down to what is called Channel 7, down the bottom, Humble Extra, you'll find my BXB playlist and my Invicta Media reviews playlist. And you can check out the reviews there. And actually, while we're on that subject, as I've said many times before during this series, this is kind of a call to action for... I know that most of you are here because you love trains and train sim, and railways and that sort of stuff. You might be here because you like me playing them. I don't know. I'm assuming this is more about the game than it is the presenter. But I will let you inform me in the comments if I'm correct or not, and I don't mind either way. But if you are here, not just as a train sim fan, but as a video games fan, and you do find some enjoyment out of my waffling, please do check out other playlists on the channel. Pick a couple. I'm not asking you to watch every single one. There's about 115 playlists and about 1,070 videos, give or take. So I'm not expecting you to watch my entire back catalogue, but pick a couple of playlists of games that you're interested in, that you maybe have played or played bits of or haven't played and want to see what they're like. I've got a 10-year history here on YouTube, so just support by watching. I don't want money. I don't want YouTube to be my career in that sort of respect. I will never have a Patreon. I'll never ask you guys for money or donations or anything. But yeah, all I ask is that you have a watch of something else around the channel, and also come back and comment. Let me know what you did watch and whether you enjoyed it or not, or comment on the videos or comment on the other playlist and let me know that you've come from Train Sim and you're watching this. And again, I don't mind being told you didn't enjoy it. That's fine. Enjoyment is an entirely subjective thing. You will enjoy things that I won't, and I will enjoy things that you won't. That's fine. But give it a watch. Give stuff a watch. Have a try. Try something new. Broaden them horizons. Your horizons are probably already broad, but I'm trying to make it sound enticing, okay? Where are we? 3.3 miles away from Coventry, which is our next stop. We are going to be late. The people on the platform will be going... I'll see it says 2 minutes, delayed by 2 minutes, or whatever it says on those boards. I can't remember. Yeah, it'll just be delayed 2 mins. And I can just see the people looking at their watches, tapping their feet, being annoyed, wondering what the heck could have gone on. Basically, folks, I fucked up. That's what happened. I am sovereignty to the people of Corrie, is what I was about to say. Oh God, I'm breaking. I am sorry to the people of Coventry, the virtual people of this virtual Coventry. I mean, I should probably apologise to the people of Coventry in general, but I'm sure at some point I will have caused them some trouble. Right, let's start slow, because we've got a 75 mph speed limit coming up. Yes, I know. Thank you. Advanced warning system. Or is it automated warning system, AWS? It's one of the two. This is the problem. Now we've got to slow. All that time we made up is going to slowly creep back onto the ETA. Ah, that beeping. I'm going to hear that beeping in my fucking sleep. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, so now we are onto the final approach to Coventry. We will need to slow actually even quicker than that, because we're going to have... I'm not slowing to 75, I'm actually going to have to stop at Coventry. Again, I'm genuinely amazed at how straight this route is, straight and flat. In a lot of places, yes, there's curves, but again, you can often sit in the cab and just look down the route ahead of you and see what's going on. Yes, now we need to start slowing properly, because we're coming in at 50 odd mph. I think, though, again, only my second stop in a Pendolino unit. I think I've done that pretty darn well, actually. Ha! Ha! Look at that! I'll take that on the 9... I was going to read it as the 911. On the 9/11 car stop as well. Yeah. That's not bad. Done pretty well there. Yeah. I mean, we're still late by a good 2 minutes, but you know. And then what is it? Birmingham International in 10 miles, and Birmingham New Street in 18 miles. Call it 19 miles. See, we're probably going to be late at Birmingham International. I'm hoping we won't be late at New Street. I hope we can pull something back. Okay, and only 10 points off for being 2 minutes late. Okay, that's fair. That's fair, train sim. I'll accept that. I will not accept that though. A warning as soon as I pull off. Now it's saying 18:31, so we're only going to be 1 minute late. Maybe probably close to 2 minutes late, but then we can get speed up, can't we? So we will pull some of that time back. We might be 2 minutes late overall, which is, you know, acceptable. It's not ideal, but I will take it. The passengers will also just have to deal with it. So, yeah. Not sure what to tell you, folk. Well, you can go up to 100 miles an hour fairly swiftly, so... Yeah, it's 18:30 at Birmingham International, so yeah, we do have 30 extra seconds. Especially if we can just crack on up to 100 mph. I know that you lose points, but I know that in real life, or I've heard that in real life, I don't know, I've heard that in real life, drivers do sometimes bend speed limits a little bit where they can. But then that could be apocryphal, that could be entirely wrong. I'm sure there are some very good conscientious drivers out there who are saying, not that people who try to make up time aren't good conscientious drivers, but I'm sure there are people out there that know better than me, and the answer probably is they absolutely do not speed ever because, you know, the law and the job and safety, which is also absolutely fair. I, however, have none of those things to consider, and so might take the speeding... No, the speeding penalty is going to be more than minus 10 points for being a little bit late, isn't it? Damn it! Even the game bakes it in that it doesn't want to... It makes you think it's not worth speeding. God damn, I have been conditioned. It's positive conditioning, it's the kind of the conditioning you want, but by God, I hadn't even thought of it like that. Look at me little Pavlov's dog over here. You're behaving, yes you are. I don't know. I don't know, please don't ask. Because I genuinely wouldn't know what to tell you. I'll tell you one thing, I'm having a sandwich after this. I'm having a sandwich when I finish recording this video. So yeah. Future me, enjoy the sandwich. Actually no, past me at this point, isn't it? Blimey, that's how time works. Past me, enjoy the sandwich. Now it's just double track between Coventry and Birmingham. Oh, excuse me. Oh. To all the places we stopped at on the very first run. We did. The very first part of the first scenario, we stopped at all of these places from Birmingham to Coventry. So that, by pure chance, this has actually ended up being quite a nice little bookended time on the West Coast Mainline. I don't know. While I haven't necessarily enjoyed this route, it's not been like terrible. I haven't like hated coming onto it. You know, there are positives about this route. There are more negatives than positives, I would say. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, overall, solid route. Solid enough. Does, like I said, does what I expect it to and nothing else. It'll be quite fun one day. I think what I'm going to do one day, and I know that you can do this in one go using various people's routes and amalgamations of routes. I think I will do a proper steam excursion from London to Scotland. Maybe do the circle, London to Edinburgh by steam, Edinburgh to Glasgow, Glasgow to London on the way back. That'd be quite cool. That'd be very cool, in fact. Ding! Oh, I can go up to 110 now, lovely. See if I can't get some more time back. I'm only going to be 1 minute and 11 seconds late, so you know we have managed to pull this back, despite what it said that, you know, if you're late, I think it said right at the start, if you're late, you've fucked it basically, and that's not quite true. That isn't what's happened. I have managed to pull it back. Not all of it, but I've managed to pull bits of it back. Enough of it back for me to feel like I've done something to help the passengers. Which is fair, because it was my mistake that caused that caused the issue. So there we go. We're 3.3 miles away. Saying 18:31:32. Oh, we're going to be literally a minute behind time. Which again, considering we were 3 minutes give or take behind at Coventry, to make up 2 minutes between Coventry and Birmingham International is not bad. So, but we are going to have to, once we get to about 2 miles, we are going to have to start. So we're going to start slowing anyway, because we've got the 100 mph speed limit change. Now this sounds like a quite like, going back to a point I made in the first of the Class 66 run. So we're going back 1, 2, 3 videos now. This sounds like it's a quiet locomotive to drive. The Class 66 did not sound like a quiet locomotive to drive, which is what I'd heard. But you know, this sounds like a quiet loco to drive. This sounds like a nice, comfortable cab. At least hourly. Right, now we will need to start putting the brakes on. Probably go brake 2 to start with. Oh, can I be under a minute? Well, obviously we'll probably be over a minute late by the time we get there, but we're slowing pretty well. I seem to be slowing at the right pace, at the right rate. Oh! Wasn't expecting, that's a Voyager, wasn't it? What are they called? Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see one of those on this route. But yeah, so here is Birmingham International. I've timed that brake pretty darn well, actually. Need to accelerate the brake now, which sounds like an oxymoron. But again, actually, you know, needs to brake a tad. Broke a little bit too aggressively there. But overall, I'm going to go slightly past the 10:11 marker, but I'm happy with that. That's gone well. You know what, actually, despite what the score says and despite the video evidence, I've not driven this badly, to be fair. A couple of mistakes between Watford and Coventry, and that's what's cost me the time, but overall I've not done too bad, considering I haven't touched this locomotive until I started recording tonight. I've not done too badly there. I'm happy with that. Plus 173. We've made the time. I haven't made the score back. We've made the timeliness back. Lovely. Now Birmingham New Street in 8 miles. We're saying 84. Well, we're saying we're going to be just ahead of time. We're going to be on time at Birmingham New Street. This is positive. We have managed to pull a lot of this time back. And you know what? I'm going to say that my braking ability has helped there. Ability is perhaps a strong word. The luck I've had with braking at the right time has gone well. Because we've not overshot. We've not had to slow too quickly either until we get into the platform. But that's fine. By that point, you're talking seconds difference rather than minutes. So actually, no. I think we've done reasonably well here. Not perfectly, could have been better, could have done without the mistakes in between Watford and Coventry. Because by then I could have been arriving early at New Street. If they hadn't happened. But overall, I will take this. This has gone well. Watch me completely stuff it in these last 7 miles. So what have we got to go through? We've got to go... What's happened? Oh, fuck off, game. Railworks has crashed. I knew I shouldn't have said I was doing well. Right. I'm not going to go back. I haven't saved since before rugby. The game just crashed. Which is frustrating. Never mind, we'll switch to webcam only, so you can... No, we won't. No, we'll put something behind my face. I don't know what we'll put behind my face. We'll put something behind it. Anyway, so either way, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed what you're seeing. We would have made it to Birmingham. We would have made it probably. I'll conservatively say about a minute behind time. So yeah, like I said, I'm not going to go back. It's literally 7 miles of track that we've seen before. If you guys desperately in the comments hate the fact that I've not gone back into the game, it takes a long while to load, and I'd have to wait until I got all the way back past Coventry. And yeah, I've got other things to do tonight. If you desperately want to see those last 7 minutes, I will do a last 7 miles. I will do a special video where I go from Birmingham International to Birmingham New Street in a Pendolino just for you guys. Let me know in the comments below if you really want that to happen. But otherwise, like I said, thank you ever so much for watching. If you have enjoyed what you've seen, please like and subscribe. Check out the game itself in the description below. Check out my Sodor Snippet stuff in the description below. Check out my other train sim stuff in the description below. Check out Railway Empire in the description below. Check out the annotations on the screen you are about to see. Don't know why I'm pointing over there because they're coming over here. Check out the annotations you're about to see. And do check out some other non-train sim stuff. The annotations will unusually for this series be non-train sim related. So, thank you ever so much for watching. I was me. That was a crash. Not that kind of crash on Train Sim Career Mode scenarios. Next time you see me doing the career mode, we'll be on the London to Brighton line. We'll do about 3 scenarios there because it's 1 loco and 1 route, I think. So it'll probably be about 3 scenarios. So thank you ever so much for watching. I was me. That was Train Sim Career Scenarios. See you in the next episode, guys. Goodbye.
You didn't invite me to the wing!
I'm going to invite you to the wing!
I did! You said I did!
Ross did it! Jesus Christ!
Thank you.
Invite sent. Oh no, we're on voice chat.
I'll get voice chat off, Jesus Christ!
Oh, piss.
Hot piss of death.
I'm trying to get to the centre of the galaxy. How am I going to do that if we can't even make the fucking comms system work?